Welcome back to the channel. Last video we put a new torque converter in this car, much tighter than our old one. Took it on a test drive. Everything did pretty good, other than the fact I think the tighter torque converter may have put the car at a different spot of our fuel table, because under certain conditions it would break up a little bit. So we got Seth with us. He'll be tuning the car. I need somebody to figure out how to do it. But yeah, we got the tuner in here. I'm gonna be doing some data logging. He's gonna be doing some videoing. I'm gonna get in there, see if I can't figure out where it's at and how to make some changes. I need to do this anyway. Something I need to learn how to do, especially if I plan on doing more than just testing tunes with this car. But yeah, so get buckled up. Hand the camera over to Seth. He's gonna take some shots of the scenery while we're out driving, and see if we can't figure out how to tune this thing. All right, pulled over, and well, I've learned my first lesson is make sure you hit save before you shut the car off and turn the power. Figured I'd pull over, a little bit of traffic on the freeway, and it is hotter right now than it was yesterday. So another thing I've learned too, if I'm just normal cruising the car, temperatures are about 185, 190, especially out on the freeway. But I've been in and out of the throttle trying to find the spots where it's breaking up while we're data logging, and that has been actually kind of tough on this transmission so far. So I think what I'm going to do is order another one of those coolers like I have in there already, and I'll stack the two one side by side, give it as much cooling as possible, especially for weathers like this. I know when I did it last time I didn't have any issues with it, it did fine, but it is a hot one today, and this car's telling me what it needs to have done. So right now we're letting the car sit for a few minutes, just kind of let everything cool down. So I'll be firing it back up, doing some more data logging on the way back to the house. Hopefully I'll remember to save before shutting everything off. So yeah, see you guys on the road here in a second. All right, getting back on the road again. Our tuner here's got the laptop open, hooked up. I told him this time, make sure to hit save before I shut the car off. So, and I'm going to try to do short data logs, just to, I'm going to try, okay? I'm learning. So, I'm going to hand the camera back over to Seth, see if we can't figure this thing out. All right, Seth, you ready? Yep. Ready to try to figure this thing out. Hey, any of you guys out there know of any like online courses or something? Feel free to leave a comment, let me know. All right, we're back in the shop. It is the next day. I actually spent most of the day and 150 plus miles in this car of freeway driving, backwoods driving, hills, in and out of boost, 2 tanks of fuel, everything I can think of to put this car through so I can figure out my fuel injection and tuning system. Now I will tell you what I did learn so far, and I'm going to go over a couple things with you. I did a spark plug change in it as well. Got a couple charts up here. just to kind of show you guys what I found. And gonna thank my wife Ashley too, because a couple years ago when we first put this car on the dyno, I got a quick tutorial from the tuner and my wife recorded it. He went through just a basic setup on how to look and see where I was at and how to follow the road map and everything when you do data logging. So she showed that to me, and that was a very, very big help. But like I said, I'm gonna go over those little charts there in a minute. One thing I did learn yesterday is regardless of how many times you put this car on the dyno, it is going, and it probably goes for every car out there, they will act different on the street. They will act differently under wide open throttles too, regardless if you're on the track or the dyno. Anything. Some of you guys out there did tell me that be careful, because certain dynos will load cards differently and different. Everything is different. So no matter how many pulls you do on a dyno, yes, it'll tell you your horsepower, but the second you get it off the dyno on the street, the car is going to act different. So make sure you do a bunch of street driving. That way you can get your street tuning down and stuff like that, because you know it's different no matter what. But anyways, I'll show you guys what I got. So here's our computer. And of course, this right here is a short data log of what I went through yesterday. So you can see right where it's at right now. We got 2,300 RPMs, loads at 23%. I'm probably just, I'm just doing a quick little cruise. You see we're at 0.8% throttle. So target air fuel 13. Yeah, we're just at a cruise because you can see the bubbles out over there, or on a decel. But take your little cursor, and no matter where you put it, so let's put it over here. Let's see if we can get it to focus a little better. There we go. Boom, that's where it's at. So you can see our target air fuel is 13.9, actual is 14.7. Spark down here is 22. We're cruising at 3,200. We're at 12%. So yeah, this is actually a good cruise. But now, this is a data log of me trying to get the car of one of the breakups. So if you come over here, is where the breakup would be. Now, you can see there, target's 12.9, but my actual is 15.13 for the air fuels. Sparks at 37 degrees before top dead center. We're at 5,200 RPMs and 35% throttle. That's a bit much to me. So I really don't think the car should be at 37, almost 38 degrees before top dead center firing with a 15.13 air fuel at 5,200 RPMs. And that's where it would be breaking up. So here's what I've got. Now this top section here, I've already gone. This is the timing table where it's at now, and it does still need some fine tuning, but I've changed it to 29. Down here, the fuels weren't at 115 or my enrichment numbers. They were actually around 70 and 80, but I've got them changed to 115, which also still needs some fine tuning. Like I said, I'm still learning, but by the time I got done with this car, it was performing so much better. Very little breakup. Like I said, I still need some fine tuning, but very little. Actually more pleasurable to drive. And believe it or not, coolant temps came back down to like 190 spot, which was really, really cool, because when I started the day off, it would be running at 205. Middle of the day, same, 205. About 3-4 o'clock is where everything started to come back down. Of course, it was getting cooler outside, but here's my tuning. But anyways, like I said, I'm going to show you something really cool about this as well. Now, like I said, in this area is where I was having the breakup. So if you take your little cursor there, and you can highlight that section. Go into here, right click it, zoom in on it. Now that shows you that area for that little section, which is, I believe, 44 to 49. It's a couple seconds. So you can see here, TPS is at 17. This right here, this green light here is my TPS. My throttle position, you can see it's at 22%. We're at cruising 44. Still my air fuels are a little wonky. Spark, little high, I believe, for cruising. But you come up here, and this is where 34.9. You can see my target air fuels would be at 12.9. They were actually at 15.7. Sparks at 31. Now, you can replay this short section right here that we zoomed in on. We're just going to hit the P button here so you can play. And you'll see the line going through. It's playing that short little section of the data log. You can come down here and see where my RPMs were at, changing. Throttle positioning through that section there, you can see it goes up. Stays at 34, which is where that cursor is at right now. And we can come over here to my air fuels. See it bouncing 15, that's decels, but that you can see it go from 13, 15, decel. You can see it jumping all over the place. You can see my spark jumping all over the place. And that's the important, there's the important thing right there for the targets. You can see 12.9 versus the 15s. And that's where I was having most of my issue. But, so, I managed to play through all that, clean it up. I had to do a lot of pulling over. Managed to get this car running much, much better. So next, what I'm going to do is we're going to get this car back out on the track. I did have to order a set of belts, so hopefully those will be here in the next couple days. And I should get this car back on the track in the next few days. That way we can start doing some more tuning and see how our torque converter worked out. But, oh, here. I did a spark plug change on that car as well, as you can see by judging the both sets. Like, this is the driver's side, this is the passenger side. They all look fairly identical with the way each cylinder was burning. There is a little carbon because it was rich in points, and there is a little buildup, but that's caused by the fuel that I'm running. You can see there's no excess oil buildup on the threads, which tells me that pretty much the cylinders, heads, everything's still sealing up fairly well for being a junkyard engine build. For those of you that are new, if you haven't seen it, go check out that playlist of how we built this engine. But anyways, I can probably, you know, for you guys that have been with me for so long, I can ramble on and on and on and on and on. There's so much information, and I want to try to not overwhelm you, but give you enough so you can kind of understand as much as I do. Okay, there's still much more, still a lot I need to learn on this whole tuning thing and all that. So, but anyways, the car runs much better than it did at the beginning of the day. I'm much happier with it. I was actually cruising around. I did, however, decide I am going to order another transmission cooler. We're going to put them in series or parallel. I'm going to stack them one and one side by side to give it a little bit more cooling, especially during how hot it was yesterday. Give this poor little transmission as much chance as possible to live. So, but anyways, I'm going to end this video right here. Hope you guys enjoyed. I do apologize on how jumbled or jumpy this video may be. I did have my son help me video, and he did. Some of the clips weren't the best, but he did what he could, and he was in there helping me out, and I do appreciate that. I want to get this kid more involved in this stuff too. So, but anyways, like I said, I'm going to end this video right here. If you're new and you've made it this far, hit that subscribe button for me. Turn on notifications. Leave a comment of anything at all. Ask me questions or something. But again, thank you guys for hanging out, and I'll catch you on the next one.